such atomic particles or were able to roll up the skyline once bedding. Even then, one would be unable to estimate the extent of the prowess and energy of the Supreme Lord. He is known as Trivikrama because once in his incarnation of Vaman, he expanded his life beyond the highest planetary system, Satyalok, and reached the neutral state of the modes of nature called the covering of the material world. There are 7 layers of material coverings and material sky, and the Lord could penetrate even those coverings. With his toe, he made a hole through which the water of the causal ocean filters into the material sky. And the current is known as sacred Ganges, which purifies the planets of the 3 worlds. In other words, no one is equal to the transcendently powerful Vishnu. He is omnipotent and no one is equal to or greater than him. So many times we hear of this quality of the Supreme Lord. There is no one who is equal to him, and of course there is no one who is greater than him. Nantam vidami aham ami munayo agrajasti maya balasya purushasya kuto vareye gayan gunan dasha shatanan adideva sheshadhunapi samavyasti nasya param. Very important verse. Neither I nor all the sages born before you know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. So what can others who are born after us know about him? So Brahma is hammering. He says, neither I nor all the sages born before you. Who were the sages born before Naradji? Who were the sages who were born before Narad? So he's saying, that neither me nor the sages born before you. Neither I nor all the sages born before you know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. So who are the sages? Yes, Ravindra Prabhu and Priyanka. Ravindra Prabhu, boliye.
Chatursh Kumar Prabhu ji, Hare Krishna Prabhu ji.
Yes, the 4 Kumaras. Right. Okay. You have something to add? Dayāśīl Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Boliye.
4 Kumaras and 9 Prajapatis.
No, see, if you see the 3rd chapter, Krishna is the source of all incarnations. After Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu. Well, although Kumaras are coming first. The Kumaras and then Dev Rishi Narada is coming. So Prajapatis were born before Narad. This will have to be checked. You have any reference?
Prabhuji, in last chapter, Brahmaji speaking that after him the 9 Prajapatis appeared and they performed the sacrifices in the Sāci-Sutā.
Yeah, but then he has not mentioned about Kumaras. Kumaras did definitely appear before the Prajapatis. Yes? Okay. Anyway, the most acceptable answer is the Kumaras. That the Kumaras did appear before Narad. So he says, neither me nor the 4 sages, the 4 Kumaras, born before you know fully the omnipotent personality of Godhead. So what can others who are born after us know about him? Even the first incarnation of the Lord, namely Shesha, has not been able to reach the limit of such knowledge. Although he is describing the qualities of the Lord with 10,000 mouths. When we hear such a statement, what is our response? When we hear such a statement, what is the response? Manoram? You may not speak, but what is our feeling? I am asking you, Manoram Prabhu. Be upright.
Yes, Prabhuji. So actually, this is very pure state of understanding that has been given, Prabhuji.
Which state
he
of
wants-
understanding?
It is the purest state of understanding, Prabhuji. Means every time he wants to hear about the glories of the Supreme Lord. So, but this is not the case, Prabhuji. Like the neophyte devotees like me, Prabhuji. So this test is not there.
No, that is true. But when we hear this statement, that even with so many thousands of mouths, for so many thousands of kalpa, and Shesha is speaking, he is glorifying, but still he is not able to, with his 1,000 mouths. Shesha cannot estimate these potencies, though he has been describing them continuously with 1,000 mouths. What it seems to us?
Means glories of Lord Vishnu is not possible to understood by us, Prabhuji. Even say so.
Not supposed to be understood. But now, what do we accept this statement?
Yes, Prabhuji, this is correct. Means understanding Supreme Lord's glory is.
I am saying, how much acceptance is there, my dear, from the heart? That is what I am asking. आपको लगता है बहुत ज्यादा हो गया? It is too much. It is far too much. Huh? How can it be true? With 1,000 mouth, he is glorifying and is not able to glorify. Because the point is, we don't want to glorify. Huh? Envy is there in the heart. But Brahmaji is saying that indeed, even the personality of Godhead himself, as the incarnation of Shesha, cannot estimate these potencies, although he has been describing them continuously with 1,000 mouths. Yesham sa esha bhagavan dayāśīl ananta sarvatmanas ashrita padoyadi nirvalak yalikam te dustaram atitaranti cha devamayam nesham mahan iti drisva sarkala bhakshe. But anyone, now this comes the point, but anyone who is especially favored by the Supreme Lord, Yesham Saha Esha Bhagwan Dayāśīl, to who have been specially favored, Dayāśīl, by the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead. And why? Favored due to unalloyed surrender unto the service of the Lord. It is a very important. Prabhupada is giving this principle that unalloyed surrender unto the service of the Lord. So what does surrender mean? That one is surrendered to serve the Lord. That is surrender. Can overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the law. But those who are attached to this body, which is meant to be eaten at the end by dogs and jackals, cannot do so. So the translation says that unless one is detached from the body, that is freedom from matter, and unless one is attached to the service, surrender unto the service means what? Intense attachment. Pratikulasya varjanam and anukulasya sankalpaha. Such person can know the glories of the Lord. The unalloyed devotees of the Lord know the glories of the Lord, in the sense that they can understand how great the Lord is and how great is his expansions of diverse energy. Those who are attached to the perishable body can hardly enter into the realm of science of Godhead. The whole materialistic world, based on the conception of the material body as the self, is ignorant of the science of God. The materialist is always busy working for the welfare of the material body, not only his own, but also those of his children, kinsmen, countrymen, community men, countrymen, etc. The materialists have many branches of philanthropic and altruistic activities from a political, national, and international angle of vision. But none of the field work can go beyond the jurisdiction of the misconception of identifying the material body with the spirit soul. Unless, therefore, one is saved from the wrong conception of the body and the soul, there is no knowledge of Godhead. Very prominent, very prominent statement by Srila Prabhupada. Unless, therefore, one is saved from the wrong conception of the body and the soul, there is no knowledge of Godhead. And unless there is knowledge of Godhead, all advancement of material civilization, however dazzling, should be considered a failure. Should I take this verse? It has 3 verses, 43, 44, and 45. These are big verses. Each verse is 4 lines. Vedaham anga paramasya hi yogamayam यूयं भवे च भगवानथा दयितावराय पत्नी मनोसा च मनुश्च तद् आत्मजश्च प्रचीनवारे ऋभुरंग उताद्रवश्च इक्ष्वाकुरायला मुचुकुंद विदेहि गाधी राघवमृषा सागर गए नहु सादया मधातरे अलर्का शतधान्वनुरन्ति देव देवव्रतो बलि sorry इक्ष्वाकुरायला मुचुकुंद विदेहि गाधी राघवमृषा सागर गाया नहु सदया मंधातरलर्का शतधानु अनुरंति देव देवव्रतो बलिर अमुरक्तरायो दिलीप सौभरी उतंका शिविदेवलो पिपलादः सरस्वतो ध्वा पराशर भूरिशेना ये अन्य विभीषणा हनुमान उपेंद्र दत्ता। पार्थ अर्तिसेना विदुरा श्रुतदेव वर्य. Very great extraordinary personalities, names and mentioned. O Narad, although the potencies of the Lord are unknowable and immeasurable, I still know how he acts through his Yoga Maya potencies. And similarly, the potencies of the Lord are also known to you. To the all-powerful Shiva, to the great king of the atheist family, namely Prahlad, to Swambhuva Manu, and his wife Satarupa, and his sons and daughters, namely Priyavrat, Uttanpad, Akuti, Devahuti, and Prasuti, to Parchini Bharihi, Ribhu, and Angaha, the father of Vain, and to Maharaj Dhruv, Ikshvaku, Aila, Muchkunda, Maharaj Janak, Gadhi, Raghu, Ambrisha, Sagara, Gaya, Nahusa, Mandhata, Alarka, Shatathanu, Anu, Rantideva, Bhishma, Bali, Amurattaya, Dilipa, Saubari, Uttanka, Shibi, Devala, Pipla, Saraswata, Udhava, Parashara, Bhurisena, Vibhishana, Hanuma, Sukdev Goswami, Arjun, Arishtisena, Vidura, Shrutadeva, etc. Because we are all surrendered souls. We know how the Lord acts through his potencies. All the great devotees of the Lord mentioned above, who flourish in the past or flourishes in the present, and all the devotees of the Lord who will come in the future, are aware of the different potencies of the Lord, including the potencies of his name, qualities, pastime, entourage, personality, etc. Then how do they know? And how do they know? Certainly it is not by mental speculation, nor by any attempt by dint of limited instruments of knowledge. By the limited instruments of knowledge, either the senses or the material instruments like microscopes and telescopes, one cannot even fully know the Lord's material potencies, which are manifested before our eyes. For example, the greatest scientists of the world are trying to reach the moon, the nearest of the planets, but they have no ascertainable clue as to how to reach it. And there are many millions and billions of other planets far, far beyond the scientists' calculation. But these are only the manifestations of the Lord's material unity. What can the scientist hope to know of the spiritual potency of the Lord by such material efforts? Mental speculation by adding some dozens of ifs and maybes cannot aid the advancement of knowledge. On the contrary, such mental speculation will end in the despair by dismissing the case abruptly and declaring the non-existence of God. The sane person therefore ceases to speculate on subject beyond the jurisdiction of his tiny brain. And as a matter of course, he tries to learn to surrender unto the Supreme God. A very important aspect. That any success in the spiritual affair is only possible to the extent of one's sincerity and surrender. The sane person therefore ceases to speculate on subjects beyond the jurisdiction of his tiny brains. This is very important. Prabhupada is saying the sane person. Sane person, you understand? Who is called a sane person? Bolo. Who is called a sane person? Pradeep? Who is referred here as sane person? Pradeep, your voice, my voice is reaching you. Please answer.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah. Who is the sane person?
Who is not having mentally not fit to like
Mentally not fit is sane person.
not having knowledge about Lord.
No. There are two words, na? Sane and insane. What is your understanding of insane? Not clear. Sane means one who is having good intelligence, who can take right decisions. And insane means one who is not intelligent, who cannot do proper discrimination between what is dharma and what is adharma, what he should do and what he should not do. So that person is called insane, pagal aadmi. Sane is buddhiman bhakti, and insane is one who is pagal. So Prabhupada is saying this sane person therefore ceases to speculate on subjects beyond the jurisdiction of his tiny brains. And as a matter of course, he tries to learn to surrender into the Supreme Lord, which alone can lead one to the platform of real knowledge. So this is the most important principle, that to the extent one is surrendering. And what surrender meant? We just discussed what does surrender mean actually. What is surrender? Pranab Prabhu? What is surrender?
Prabhuji, he cease to speculate, and he depend on Supreme Lord only.
No, we just read from Prabhupada purport what it means to surrender. We just read 2 verses back. Prabhupada is explaining what is surrender. But Brahmaji is saying that all even such great scientists cannot know. But anyone can know who is surrendered. Though surrender word, what? What actually is the understanding of surrender? I'm asking all of you, anyone can reply. Yes, Ravindra Prabhu and Priyanka Madhavi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. One is surrender unto the service of the Supreme Lord.
Yes, this is very practical, very important. Surrender means surrender into the service of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, there is no surrender. There is only show of surrender. If one is surrendered to the service of the Supreme Lord, then there is actual surrender. That only can lead one to the platform of knowledge. In the Upanishad, it is clearly said that the Supreme Personality of Godhead can never be known simply by working very hard and taxing the good brain. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead can never be known simply by working very hard and taxing the good brains. Nor can he be known simply by mental speculation and jugglery of words. The Lord is knowable only by one of his surrendered soul. Herein Brahmaji, the greatest of all the material living beings, acknowledges this truth. Therefore, the fruitless burning of energy by pursuing the path of experimental knowledge must be given up. One should give knowledge by surrendering unto the Lord and by acknowledging the authority of the person mentioned herein. The Lord is unlimited, and by His grace of the Yog Maya helps the surrendered soul to know Him proportionately with the advancement of one's surrender. I'll stop here. Little section is left. Okay, if anyone has any questions or contributions. Here in this section, most important aspect is being told that only the rights are reserved only for devotees. And what kind of devotees? Those who are surrendered devotees. And who are the surrendered devotees? Those who are surrendered for service. Hare Krishna. कोई प्रश्न है, कोई चर्चा है तो पूछिए. Then we are closing. श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय. Thank God, Premanande.